Servant leaders produce a spirit of proprietorial ownership in others. To be in alignment with the Father, our goal must be to enable others to become proprietors. This is the heart of the difference between someone who builds a business on Christian principles and someone who does not. The latter provides employment for the purpose of making himself rich. The former is satisfied only if he can produce new proprietors who become partners in the business and prosper in it themselves. In other words, Christian leaders are committed to making others wealthy, not rich. Multiplying proprietors is the focus, while profit is the byproduct. This is the pattern God sets for us. Most Christians are familiar with Christ saying that whoever wants to be great in the kingdom must learn to be the servant of all. Few, however, have a biblical understanding of servant leadership. All too common is the notion that we must do everything for everybody. However, the real servant leaders follow Christ's example of enabling others to fulfill their own destinies in God's plan. God gives everyone gifts suitable for a particular service, both in the church and in the world. For it is God who put wisdom in the hearts of gifted artisans. He gives people gifts not to serve themselves, but to serve others. The single greatest motivator of realizing God's handcrafted you, and you have an intended design. That's the nature of God. Thus drawing God into the main goal of a godly servant leader, developing their gifts. Your primary job in business is to help others discover their roles so that they can work more effectively. This implies an ethic for business that is servant-driven rather than profit-driven. When everyone in an organization is doing what they are designed to do, they will not only be happy and fulfilled, but very productive. And it is precisely this sort of business that will become profitable in the long run. We're not to seek profit as an end unto itself. We're to seek to serve those with whom we work, because profit is a fruit, not a goal. In Matthew 10:39, Jesus invites us to lose our lives for his sake. Seldom is this message preached in places preoccupied with popularity and growth. But it is in dying to my own agenda that I become fruitful and multiply. Growth is fueled by sacrifice. Why are we after owners and managers versus employees? There are at least 3 reasons between the difference. Employees tend to focus on their rights, whereas leaders focus on their responsibilities. Leaders have a piece of the action in some proportional way. You don't make profit on employees. At best, they help you break even. Profits generated by people with a proprietorial spirit. People in nations whose economic values are centered on rights rather than a sense of responsibility are destined for mediocrity and stagnation. The pain of growth is in the inner death of the leaders, their point of fellowship with Christ. Life and growth require a degree of death and sacrifice, something voluntarily shouldered by servant-hearted leaders. This is a master law of economic increase, and it is every bit as real and operable as the law of supply and demand, say I as an economist. Those who serve most effectively will lead. In any business or trade in the long run, the servants will always succeed. The Almighty's business will succeed. It won't be because God is simply more powerful than Satan, but because God is a servant and Satan is an exploiter. Even at the top, servants always win.